All right, we are live. Welcome to the Spin and Backfist MMA show with Robbie Fox, Jack Mack, and Big Ev, and it is UFC 319 preview edition. Big week, obviously. We're going to be in Chicago. Jack is already in Chicago. Going to be a great weekend of fights. Going to be a hopefully an amazing card. Hopefully it lives up to the hype. On paper, it's amazing. And, of course, we're here brought to you by one of our favorite sponsors. That is Game Time. We absolutely love Game Time. We use it for tons of events. You could use it for UFC this weekend, or you could use it to get out to a baseball game, especially last minute. Luckily for us, we always use Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to showtime. We've got an event in Wrigleyville tomorrow. You could go see a Cubs game, I'm sure, if you pull up Game Time right now. Red Sox at Yankees Friday night, next Friday, August 22nd, 7:05 p.m. $42 gets you in the stadium. It's an amazing app, amazing prices. You can put those savings back in your pocket, spend them at the ballpark. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code BACKFIST for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code BACKFIST, BACKFIST, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time. Jack, how is Chicago? First time ever in Chicago.
It's good. Yesterday I was pretty busy with all the interviews and then editing a lot of them. Still a lot of them have come out. If you are listening, watching, go check them out on YouTube. Got some shout out to the UFC, gave us really good access. Almost got everybody outside of like DDP, Lerone Murphy, but really cool. It was awesome to talk with a lot of the guys, and most of them were 5 to 10 minutes. Some were quicker than others. Before Khamzat
Any highlights? Any like big highlights for you?
I would say
the Khamzat clip is very funny when you mess up his teammate's name and you said your life flashed before your eyes. That screenshot you put up cracked me up.
That was probably the highlight. MVP was awesome. Prates was like the coolest. Prates is like the coolest guy ever.
Deadpool fan. Didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought it was possibly Rick Ross fan. He was like, no, I just love Deadpool. And then, we've talked to Pico before, but he's like the chillest dude ever. Like, it's almost like you're talking to like Pedro Pascal, like just kind of like Pedro Pascal and Narcos. Like he's just the cool, like seems like the coolest guy ever. Kai Azakura was pretty cool. He didn't speak a lot of English. Prates' English is so good. And then trying to think what else. Brian Battle had like an entourage of like 15 people, but he was hilarious. He was talking a lot of shit, which we love. Like he was bought in on the media. Everybody was cool. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Was there anything like? It's so funny because like there's separate rooms. So there's the main conference room, then there's separate rooms for like one-on-one interviews. And in between, there's a lobby because it's in a hotel. And DC is just yelling the whole time because the fighters come up to him and then like he'll just be yelling about random things, and you'll just hear it in the background, which is very funny. But yeah, everyone was really cool. It was great to see all the fighters, and there wasn't anything really crazy that happened. Everybody was like, there was no like, I think Khamzat and DDP ran into each other. They just kind of like were like, oh hey, like it wasn't. I guess you kind of want some disrespect to happen, but there wasn't any of that.
Did you feel like Khamzat was huge in person?
Khamzat's, yeah, it's tough. I would say like he was wearing like a baggy shirt, but like yeah, he's so tall. Like he's just tall, and then like DDP in person too. He's just like they're both just massive human beings.
Yeah.
There's no heavyweight, so we didn't get to see. I didn't get to see like any crazy size. I mean, Cannonier is like built of stone. I would say that was one of the biggest ones. Like he's like built of stone. He's 41, just like he's like stone. He was. But what were you gonna say, Ev?
I was like, Jack, you really were the one who broke the Souzakiya fighting on the Chicago card.
Yeah.
Like you obviously
you were that first.
You just didn't have the opponent, but you were like obviously the quick turnaround thing was Dana talked about, but you were the one who had like the exclusive, like, oh, he's literally fighting in a couple days.
So there was like some people talking about it within that were like, yeah, we think he's gonna fight. And then I had Khamzat, and I just kind of like threw it out there. I was like, I heard there was a rumor that he's gonna fight, and then he was like, yeah, he'll fight here. So I was awesome. Like I didn't, because it wasn't public yet, I didn't want to be like, oh, he's fighting this guy, because it was like, oh, the UFC is gonna want to announce it. But I was just like, oh, I heard rumors, and obviously he was like, yeah, he's gonna fight here, which is huge. Like that was a great, really cool from Khamzat. It's so funny. Khamzat, like, he comes in, he's like yelling at DC talking, and then he comes into media and he just becomes mute. Like he just does not want to talk to me, which I don't blame him. But he's just like, he goes from talking with a regular tone to talking like this. He's like, yes, no. Like,
I noticed that too. Like I noticed it with his media interviews this week, and then there's the interview that DC did with him, where he's like, "Brother, girls love terrorists."
Yeah,
and DC's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Like,
I had like a whole set of questions for Khamzat about like Paulo Costa DMs, like, did you like where are you at with Strickland, all that. But they came in before and they were like, it's going to be tight, no funny questions. And I was like, if the Chechens tell me no funny questions,
business,
I'm not going to do any funny business. But he was pretty, like, he did give a pretty good quote on like, oh, look at my face. I was like, weren't you joking about that? And he was like, yeah, I was just joking. Like, he was like, I would like to fight on the White House card if they want me to. So, I mean, he was cool, but it was funny. After me, he went and did the main press conference. But he thought after me he was done, and like this like 5'4" UFC PR woman was like, "No, you still have to do the press conference," and he was like, "This is number one bullshit." Like he was like, "I don't want to do this," but he spent like 30 minutes at the press conference. So I mean, I give him credit.
Yeah, maybe it's like, classic like going to the gym. Like you don't want to do it, but once you're there, you're like, all right, this ain't so bad.
Also, going back to the Souzakiya real quick, I don't know if you guys saw this. He's the feature prelim.
Oh my God, really?
Yes. He is the fight before the main card.
Holy shit.
They are giving this guy one of the crazier bumps I've ever seen. And I like him. Like he was the one who like watching some guys do some good breakdowns. Like Dan Fight Picks is a good breakdown, and a few other guys for Contender Series that I watched. And we're hyping him up. And I was like, okay, like let me see this guy. Like went on YouTube and all that, like watched some stuff, and I was like, wow, he looks good. Like he definitely, it's funny because he is like a very like, and obviously we only saw like 2 minutes of him on Tuesday, but he's a unique Russian in the sense of like, he's very flashy striker. Like he's kind of like, he does a little bit like if you watch some of his old fights, like he'll like, he kind of like will like hurt his opponent and then almost like talk shit to him, like taunt him. Like he's very flashy, very different, like almost like a, I don't want to say like Saeed, but like unique, but like a lot of like the spinning kicks and like stuff like that. Like he does a lot of crazy like kickboxing type shit. Like, obviously, when you think Russians, we just think like Khabib and like Islam and like Khamzat now and all that.
And the guy,
this is one of the crazier bumps ever.
And the guy he's fighting, I don't know if you remember this, Robbie, but when we were in New Jersey, Ali was walking around with this random white guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
he was hyping him up.
Ali was like hyping this guy up. He was like, this guy's next up. He's great in CFFC.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, he's going to get a UFC shot soon. He was like, probably Dana White's Contender Series. But like Ali was like, this guy's ready. This guy's ready. And like, obviously, it's just funny that he's one of Ali's guys. Like, this guy's not like a random bum they got off to the street. Yeah. I think he's pretty good.
Ali was definitely, I remember that he was hyping him because I was kind of like, who the hell is this guy? Like, Ali's here for his fighters that are in the UFC, and he's putting the spotlight on this other guy.
You guys see any highlights of him or watch anything on him?
Yeah,
he's got some like vicious knockouts.
I think it's a banger of a fight, dude.
Yeah, I think so. He's a little smaller though. He's the Cage Fury 170 champ, fighting at 185.
Gotcha. I feel like I remember Ali saying something about that too.
But Souzakiya, he has fought 170 in the past as well. But he's been 185, I think, at least his last fight or two before.
Yeah.
This one, maybe even like 3.
I mean, it's good that we got this as well because we already lost a couple fights in the prelims. I think we lost the King Green fight, and what was the other one?
We lost one of the Ultimate Fighter title, the Ultimate Fighter welterweight fight.
That's right.
I actually was excited for that fight. I've watched the whole season. I don't know how much you guys have watched of the Ultimate Fighter this year.
Really, only like clips online. I haven't watched full episodes.
Well, obviously, we'll get to it. It's the first fight of the night. The flyweights, I think, are legit good.
Okay.
I think the Albies or whatever his name is, however you say his name, that kid, Idris, I think his name, that kid, I don't know, just the 2 fights I've seen of him in Contender Series, he would not shock me. And I think he's really young too, if I remember correctly. He wouldn't shock me if he was like a mainstay in the flyweight division for a while.
All right, hell yeah. I mean, I'm super excited for the entire card. Like, we'll get into the whole thing and break it down, obviously. But I feel like top to bottom, one of the better cards in a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, the vibe was good there. The vibe in the Chicago office is big. I mean, like, I don't know. I know there's this idea that like UFC will never get to McGregor levels and like kind of like COVID levels, which is like kind of tough to compare to because of one, biggest star in like the history of the sport. It's kind of like Michael Jordan-esque. And then 2, COVID's like a once in a or lifetime type situation. But like you go around and you talk, like people like they'll ask like, why are you here? And you're like, oh, I'm here for UFC. They're like, oh, I know. Like UFC's huge. And the Paramount deal, it seems like everyone further out is just so excited for. There was a lot of media guys talking about it that are a little bit like confused what it means for them because a lot of people work for ESPN. So I kind of forgot about that. And you're like, oh man, you do feel bad for those guys. But hopefully they land on their feet. But from a fan perspective, there's a lot of hype behind it. And I think a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm going to be tuning in a lot more because I can follow it a lot more. And people are excited. People know Drickus. People know Khamzat.
I know Drickus on PMT was funny to me. Just like we were talking about that. Just the fact that like Drickus is on PMT at this point is funny. Dana did a good interview on PMT. I was saying the funniest moment of it for me was, I think it was Dan was like, are you worried at all that you're going head to head with the Savannah Bananas on Saturday in Chicago? And just the blank stare that Dana gave him, like, what the fuck? Like, it was literally just silence for a second. Dan's like, did I lose you there? He's like, you fucking lost me. Yeah. He's like, God bless the Bananas. But like, yeah. No.
I was actually going to say, he actually gave us flowers to the Bananas.
He totally did. He had nothing against the Bananas.
He was like, what a business they've built. Like, good for them.
Yeah. But really funny. Like, the whole interview is funny. His response to the will you oil up if there's a knockout in the main event was great too. He's like, I don't know what the fuck that means.
I thought they just saying like, no, like tarp off,
just oil yourself up. Yeah. And then PFT said Diddy party. You got to kick out of that. But definitely check that out if you missed it. It was very funny stuff. And of course, we got to tell everyone about what we'll be using this weekend to bet on the fights. That is DraftKings. We absolutely love DraftKings. We've been using them all year. I mean, we've been using them for years, to be honest, not just all year. And UFC 319 is blowing back to the Windy City for the first time in 6 years. Check out the fight card and get in on all of the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. Drickus du Plessis will put his middleweight title up against Khamzat Chimaev, who is a perfect 14-0. Who are you taking? If it's your first time betting on UFC on DraftKings, just pick something simple, like pick a fighter to win, make your pick. It's that easy. And if you're new to DraftKings, check this out. New customers who bet $5 will get $200 in bonus bets. This is 1/5, 200 updated. 200, you're getting even more for the exact same price instantly. Don't miss out on all of the UFC 319 action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BACKFIST. That's code BACKFIST, BACKFIST, for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Any other news before we get into the actual card itself? I mean, we did the show earlier in the week, so we did cover the Paramount deal if you missed out on that.
Patchy mix, man. This guy is getting another really tough fight.
True.
This time against a KSW champion. The guy just looks like how I imagine KSW champs is a guy like this. Just like He just looks like he's coming in for the kill. You're like Eastern European, like that's KSW to me, and I'm excited for that one. That's a really tough fight. It'll be fascinating to see Patchy in there again. Obviously, he wants to do better than he did against Mario Batista. That October card in Vegas is stacked, man. There's a lot of really good fights on it, not just the main and co-main. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Was there anything else? We talked about Souzakiya, so
someone in the chat mentioned like McGregor and John Bones Jones just re-entered pool for White House card. Jones, we talked about that. That was a while ago. Dana did like kind of confirm on PMT that like Conor wants in, and he sounds like he's open to it. It's one of those like, I don't think that's going to happen. We'll see. He's posting training clips, but I would say odds are probably not going to happen.
You think? Okay, so I was talking with Chaps this morning, and he was just like, he just doesn't know the logistics of how it's going to work for the UFC on the White House. And you saw how Dana said he has to go to the White House with the octagon.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, because there's like tunnels underneath the lawn. He's just like, it's going to be very, very difficult to have a lot of people on the lawn. He was just
I don't think it'll be a lot of people to be on. I really think the closest comparison is the Times Square card, where it was like there's like 3 rows of people or something.
Well, hopefully it's better for us than the Times Square card.
Hopefully that'd be nice.
We were in we thought we had
bubblegum shrimp.
Bubblegum shrimp, and we just saw we were blocked. His Highness blocked us from viewing.
You could see we were looking in like the reflection of like the Disney store doors, and you could like kind of see the top of the ref's head. We were like, oh, there's the ref.
Yeah, I think I would think they'd have a little more people than that, but maybe not. Maybe I'm naive.
I just think like the security, like Chaps is saying, like the lawn itself, the fact that Dana said to us, he was like, I don't care how many people are there. I just want to be on the lawn.
Sure.
Because I said, like, is there any chance you could like move it to the arena in DC? And then it's right there. He's like, no, I don't care about that. I want the visual of the octagon on the White House lawn. So we'll see.
It definitely, just the optics of that will just be like, I think that's Dana's view. Like the same way he just visualized the sphere.
Yeah.
There's a certain vision of this thing just being on the lawn that I agree with him. Like it loses the luster if it's not on the lawn. It has to be on the lawn.
Yeah. Agreed. Then it's just a UFC DC card. There's
exactly. Exactly.
All right, let's get into UFC 319. Let's pull it up.
I think some people are poo-pooing this. I think it's a great
card. The card?
Yeah, like I think
really?
At least maybe it's because like I'm in Chicago and it's not to call these guys casual, so I think they would say it themselves, but they were just like, oh, it's not as good of a card. I was like, no, dude, like these matchups are sick as fuck. Brian Battle's the second fight of the night. I mean, Brian Battle Rusev is like a great fight in my opinion. Yeah.
And the first fight of the night, is it Kareem Silva versus Dion Barbosa? Am I reading that right?
No, they don't have lines on the Ultimate Fighter fight. I've been waiting for him all week because I was so curious. Because I wanted to bet on the other fight too that I got canceled.
So it's that Idris guy versus Morales. These are the two flyweights you were saying. Yes. You think both of them are really good?
So Morales was in the UFC before.
I was going to say that name sounded so familiar, Joseph Morales.
He only got 2 fights. He went 0-2, but he lost to Figueiredo.
Oh, Figueiredo knocked him out, yeah.
And then lost like a close decision and pretty much just got cut. But he's never lost outside the UFC. Good grappler, like very experienced. But the Alabibi I really say his name. He's like I think he's from Kazakhstan. He's really good. Just like good striker, talented. He also just has that little bit of that like I don't know. When he just has that thing. I don't know how to like describe it. Like it's like when you just the eye test. Like you watch him and you're like, this guy. He just gives me like real, very legit vibes. A guy that, especially in flyweight, that's not like the deepest out of all the UFC divisions. He's a guy that I could see by like in 2026 being like ranked. I think that's not crazy. I think he's pretty good. But the only thing Morales is really good. I could see if Morales can take him down and choke him out. Maybe. I really just wanted to see the line for betting purposes.
Yeah. Shout out to the super chat, by the way.
Pretty close.
$4.99. Love Dogs Avery says, Rob, you probably get this, but Connor is moving like Tana, the president of New Japan. This is a reference to this guy, Hiroshi Tanahashi from New Japan Pro Wrestling, who was basically their John Cena. He was like the face of the company. He's looking a little slow nowadays. So basically what this super chat is saying is that Connor's looking a little slow. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight just based on you hyping up the flyweights. We'll be in the arena first fight.
I think they're both good. I'll definitely be.
Kazakhstan,
they're both.
The Kazakhstan guy, his manager, I think it was, he had one of the greatest fits I've ever seen yesterday. He was wearing like one of those hats. Like it was like all matching like jumpsuit with one of those like old school paperboy hats. And it was just, I saw him and I was like, that's a vibe. I love this guy. So I'm cheering for him. His manager was like telling him to do things. It was pretty funny.
Then we have the Karine Silva versus Diane Barbosa fight. I don't know. Silva, but like I'm not gonna bet on Silva here. Like
I like Silva a
fine
lot.
Fight. It's I think it's fine.
I think Silva runs through her. At least to an extent.
Parlay piece.
I think you should like
minus 218 right now.
Yeah.
Like this is a rematch. They fought, I think it was like 5 to 10 or like 7 or 8 years ago. It was a weird decision. Silva, I think, could even find a finish here, in my opinion. She's really she really goes for submissions. And she's been at Fighting Nerds now, and I think that's a really good camp for her. And I look at her opponent and just kind of think to myself, like, I don't know how good her takedown defense is. I think she'll be able to take her down, and I think she'll be able to really get herself into some advantageous positions and even find a sub. And if not, she can do position over submission and just kind of dominate this fight.
Yeah. I feel like that's the most likely situation, basically. Just like gets position, maybe lays on her for a while, dominates, gets the decision.
Yeah, I like her as a parlay piece.
Then we've got the Brian Battle fight versus Rusev. Brian Battle minus 170. I like Brian Battle here. I think Ev, were you the first big Brian Battle guy?
I am. This is a big card for me. I'm a day one Brian Battle guy, day one contest guy. Big card for me. Honestly, with Battle, he's back up to middleweight.
Oh, that's right.
He was middleweight on the Ultimate Fighter. Then he had been 170. I'm pretty sure either all of his entire UFC run or most of it for sure.
Him and Ian Gary were talking shit for a while. Yeah.
He missed weight. He's back up.
Is this his first fight back up?
I believe it's his first fight back at 185. In a while at least. It's because Rusev, I think, is a good fighter. Like he has a lot of fights under his belt. Like he's definitely dangerous. I think Battle's got him. I think Battle's more well-rounded. I like Battle. Like I think Battle wins the fight. I'm curious, like if he strikes with Rusev or if he tries to like kind of do what he did with Randy Brown, like hold him up against the fence. Like, so I think the thing that worries me, I think he struggled with Randy Brown's length, but also Randy Brown's really fast too. I don't know if Rusev is as fast as Randy Brown is. I would say he's not. True. So I think that's where I think the striking, he'll probably have more success against Rusev than he did Randy Brown. I feel like it's probably Battle by decision. Like that'd be my, like if I had to pick, I think Battle, but also I'll pick Battle. It's not like one of my more like super confident plays at minus 170, but I think he wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know if I want to play this. Rusev's a tough matchup for anybody just because of his length, but like Battle's the guy, if he extends it, I think he like I may take a stab round 2, round 3. But Battle needs a performance here, just because he missed weight last time, and then also he kind of I think the UFC's kind of. I asked him about the placement on this card, and he said like it's Rusev's fault, but I also think it's UFC kind of being like, oh, yeah. But I was like, I also think it's a little bit of like him, like UFC being like, get your shit together, bro. Like they don't like when you miss weight. And
True.
I think we know he's good. And I think he could extend this late. And Rusev's the guy who kind of gets a little bit tired late. And I think you get the takedowns going and pound finish. I like Battle, but I'm with Av. Like Av's been his longtime guy since Ultimate Fighter, and I think he's really good. But this is a big moment for him. I think if he gets a finish here, he's back in good graces with UFC.
Oh yeah, no, Jack, I'm glad you brought that up because he was on such an amazing run and like trajectory, and then that the missing weight, and then also it was his fault. The fight was boring. We'll just call it what it was. I love the guy, but it's just the truth. Like he did what he needed to win. He realized that striking was not like going to work with Randy Brown.
Mm-hmm.
So he did what he had to do, but it was one of those. He had so much momentum of like an exciting fighter, like great promo guy, like all these going for him, and then right into a parlaying missing weight with like a boring fight. And a lot of people thought the decision was questionable. Like he won like a razor thin decision as a minus like 200 favorite. So that he definitely doesn't need one. I agree.
And then the next fight is our guy Drakkar Klose, Barstool Bet Gala attendee Drakkar Klose versus Edson Barbosa. Edson Barbosa is the slight favorite here, minus 142. Drakkar Klose plus 120. I don't really know how to gauge Edson Barbosa at this point because I was wrong about him. Was it 2 fights ago? I was like, I think Edson Barbosa is cooked. Was against Yusuf, maybe the one where I thought, I think it was the Yusuf. I thought he was cooked. And then he has the fight against Lerone Murphy. I thought Barbosa's got it. Lerone Murphy beats him. I think I just don't have a read on where Edson Barbosa is personally.
This is a weird one. I think I'm thinking about the under here if it doesn't go the distance. But yeah, I mean Barbosa. I saw Barbosa yesterday. He looks good, but it is a weird it's a weird guy. I mean, talk about a guy who's
up in weight too.
Yeah, and
first time back at 155 in a while.
The thing that's really like I think Klose can kind of do his thing and just like overpower him in a way. Like if he avoids submissions, I think he could just kind of. But Klose goes for finishes, which I like, and I think there's also a chance Barbosa like has one of those crazy flying knees or like kind of what he did to Billy Q. Like you never know.
That was another one where I truly thought Billy Q was going to go in there and like that was going to be his like star making performance against Barbosa, and then Barbosa came out of the corner like he turned the clock back.
I kind of feel the same as Jack. Like I think my true read is like I have like Klose. Like I think I'm picking Klose to win the fight, but it definitely is like a scary. It's funny because even they're both old. Like Barbosa's 39. I mean, Klose is 37.
Yeah,
like it's not like he has this crazy youth advantage or anything. I think he's just bigger.
Old timers.
It's just how
Mizuga, I think Klose is right.
You might be right.
Yeah, I just remember that because of Jeter.
Yeah, I'm picking Klose. I'll take Klose to the plus money, but there's definitely some worry of like Bosa. Like Edson can always land something crazy. I don't hate the fight doesn't go the distance either.
Then an interesting fight, Chase Hooper versus Alexander Hernandez. Someone did just comment. Gatorman, shout out Gatorman23. Chase Hooper was on the yak. It was fantastic. I'm glad about that. Actually, Eddie was texting me. He was like, who should we try to get in the office this week? You know, maybe not main card guys, but like, is there any other guys in the card? I was like, honestly, Chase Hooper is always a funny guy to talk to. Oh, look who it is with a super chat, $4.99 from Pillow Hands Gaethje. He says, what's the best custom shorts so far? I say Moreno for sure. Never forget Gaethje did all black. As exciting as his stand-up, Sean Brady is a piece of shit. Oh my God.
Why is he not like Sean Brady now?
He's hating on random people. Again, that's not our words. It's Pillow Hands Gaethje said that. Best custom shorts so far? Honestly, Wiley Zhang had some of the coolest ones with the dragon on them. I like the Poeton ones. Yeah. I like the Aztec design he's got.
The
Dustin's for his final fight were pretty cool.
I think Roundtree's when he was in Roundtree's ones were pretty cool too in Azerbaijan, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. You know what I liked was the UFC Noche. the ones that Valentina and Grasso wore to that card, it was kind of like the red and green Aztec design. I thought those were cool. Not exactly what you're asking, because I guess everyone on that card got to wear those, but Khamzat Wolf shorts are sick. Those are pretty cool. We need John Jones on a Barstool pod. Don't hold your breath. I don't think that's going to happen. This guy, Sporty Media, says the Khamzat shorts are weak. I think they're okay.
I wish the Wolves were less like cartoonish.
Yeah, I agree with
that.
I
wish they were a little more like I wish they almost did them like not so filled in. Like I almost wish they were more under the radar. Like I wish they were almost faint, where you have to like look and be like, is that a wolf like perched over those mountains kind of thing? Like I think they're a little too like that's a wolf.
Yeah,
very clear. Be more clear they're wolves.
Did you see someone photoshopped it and made it that meme of the wolf?
Yeah, with the wolf like I think they've been, for the most part, custom shorts have been good. They've done a good job with more than they've done a bad job with.
Also, honestly, I think Khamzat,
not to shit on them, but the Gaethje ones and the Chandler ones were the worst ones, where it was just like barely any design, black, and it was weird.
Moreno's might be the best ones. They definitely are.
They were really good.
They were very good.
Khamzat's also his are a little weird because he has the long shorts that aren't tight. So it kind of just looks a little bit different. Like we're used to them, like the like compression shorts. Those look like kind of like a old school Billabong, like kind of like swimsuit.
What they call board shorts?
Yeah, yes. Board shorts.
They do look like board shorts. I also appreciate how Max's, obviously he wears the tight ones, but it almost looks like Max's are just like a bathing suit. Like the design on it, like the flowers or whatever. Yeah.
I was going to say, I know it's not like the most crazy, like creative, but I like DDPs, like just with the South African flag, like vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've got a cool, like colorful flag. I always like those DDPs.
Even Adesanya didn't do a ton, but he had the lightning bolt down his shorts. And I thought that was kind of cool for like, he's like the electric fighter. Like, that was a subtle one. That was good.
I didn't hate it. Yeah. I didn't hate those.
All right. Back to the card. Chase Hooper versus Alexander Hernandez. Chase Hooper, big favorite in this one, minus 325. I'm going to say your guy, Alexander Hernandez. You guys in Magic with this guy for years.
Well, no, it's Magic.
Plus 260. Kind of Jack's guy, too. A little bit of Jack's guy.
They didn't give me him yesterday, and he was kind of a dickhead to me. So I.
Oh, shit. Really? Breaking news.
He wasn't. I shouldn't say dickhead. He was just like. He's in the middle of a weight cut. Like, you can't really be mad. In the mood. But I was just like, bro, I've been saying you've been on like this is your next shot or your first win for a championship run for years. But this is a tough fight for Chase, but I think.
You think it's a tough fight for him? The odds suggest that it's not.
I know.
It poses problems. Like, I think it definitely could pose problems.
Like strength problems, do you think?
He's athletic. He's explosive. Like,
yeah, I think he'll probably be stronger than Chase. Am I crazy for like? I think he's just built in a different way.
Well, Chase is so much like taller and longer.
Yeah,
I think Chase wins. I even think there's a decent chance he finishes him.
I think he could submit him for sure. What's him?
Yeah, definitely. I just also the thing with Chase is he was in the I feel like I said this every time we break down a fight of his. We're just watching him become like a grown man.
Yeah.
And like I think so, and you see it the way it's crazy like seeing what he looked like. Obviously, he was like 18, 19 when they signed him.
Yeah.
26 now.
He was going to M&M World to celebrate his wins because he couldn't celebrate in Vegas.
Ben Askren's son.
Yeah.
One of my favorite clips of all time is that.
I know, that's so good. Where he's like,
he's really your dad? But yeah, I think
he's got a friggin' kid. He's like grown into his body. He's a fucking good fighter. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think he wins. I actually think a decent chance of a finish, but Hernandez is always live for a spark, but also like I feel like Hernandez, he gets more of that rep than he's like from his early UFC moments. Like he hasn't finished someone in a while.
Yeah.
Why I'm a little bit concerned about this for Hooper's like. I think Hooper's really turned it around, but let's look at his most recent wins, right? 2 40-year-olds And then also Borshev, who like we just saw what Terrence McKinney did to Borshev. I feel as if like that's something that like Hernandez is the best fighter that Chase has fought in a while. And I think he's kind of matches, like he has pretty good wrestling. He's pretty good on the mat. But Chase is so much younger, probably more athletic. But that's why I'm kind of thinking about taking a shot on Hernandez, if that makes sense.
Hernandez, I think my problem with Hernandez is like, even if you like just devil's advocate of like because I think the Chase Hooper criticisms are fair of competition. Like, this is Hernandez's like most in the last few years. He beat Hollabaugh earlier this year, who respectfully, that's not like impressive to me at all. I think Hooper smokes him. He beat Austin Hubbard, another guy like not impressive at all, respectfully. Lost to Damon Jackson, lost to Bill Algeo, like beat a ancient Jim Miller, like lost to Billy Q, lost to Moicano. Moicano was good. Billy Q saw like his last finish was over Mike Breeden in 2021. Like he hasn't like he's not out here like beating anyone good either. Like Hernandez hasn't beat anyone good in 5 years. That's where I think I feel good about Hooper. But the points about Hooper are fair. He doesn't have any like miraculous wins either. He also just beat like Clay Guida and fucking Jordan Levin.
Hot Billy.
Hot Billy, not gonna lie, I was impressed with Jack Mack interviewing Katz this week. He says his Khamzat intimidating in person.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Yeah, like he has to be, of course. Yeah.
I mean, we have interviewed so many guys that like you sit across and it's like, this guy can kill me within 10 seconds. Yeah. So it's like you're kind of used to it, but Khamzat's a little bit different. He made me put the clip on his shirt, like for the mic. Yeah. And I was so nervous I was gonna mess it up, and he was just gonna be like, give me it. He like all the other fighters were like, oh, I'll clip it on. Khamzat walked up to me and was just like this. So he was like, put it on. I was like, like, I mean, I'm the beta here. You are the alpha.
Does he want to touch?
A good idea. You should have shot a takedown on him to break the ice.
He would have, I think, killed me.
A single leg? You just single legged him?
Then we've got Jessica Andrade versus Loopy. Loopy minus 155 over Andrade plus 130. I remember in the last fight, I was pretty high on Andrade. You guys were trying to talk me out of it. I was like, I think she still got it. Who was she against in the last fight? Was it Jasmine? Yeah. And obviously that did not go well. That was a quick fight. I think she got submitted in the first round.
I kind of like her here.
Do you?
I kind of do too. The striking. It's the striking here that I like.
I can't stop thinking about that.
Yeah, Loopy's not going to take her down like Jasmine, and like, I don't think.
I don't think she's going to be able to just take her down and like when we've seen Andrade lose a lot of times, it's been because someone was able to just take her down and like maul her, like Jasmine, like Shevchenko. So like, I don't think that's going to be the case here. And if it's just standing, like Andrade just way more power. She goes for it. Like,
she does.
Kind of like more volume. Like she can like stick those little jabs out there. I don't hate the shot at Andrade at all. I could even see her clipping her, even though Loopy's tough, but I kind of like Andrade.
I keep thinking of that Mackenzie Dern fight.
Yeah, I mean, she was beating the brakes on Mackenzie Dern.
She beat the shit out of her, yeah.
And Loopy's kind of on an interesting run. Like, I mean, she won her last fight over Palastri, which is not like great. Lost to Verna and Dern, which there's no shame in that, but
yeah.
I think Andrade plus 130. I think she definitely can win this fight. I like Andrade.
Also, I want to remind everyone about one of our favorite sponsors here, DraftKings. We already told you that you can bet on the fights with DraftKings, but we're also going to be at the DraftKings Sportsbook tomorrow night. So there's going to be an event at the DraftKings Sportsbook in Wrigleyville. John Anik hosting a Q&A with RDR and Benil Dariush. It's going to be a good time. We'll be there, obviously. Come through. I think it's free. I think you just come to the DraftKings Sportsbook, right? There's no tickets necessary or anything like that. And you can watch some fighters get interviewed, maybe meet them afterwards. For sure, meet us, talk about the fights with us. We could break down the fights a little bit. A live in-person spin and back fist breakdown. Should be a good time. I'm very much looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing John Anik as well. He's the man.
Love John Anik. The GOAT.
So if you're in Chicago, if you're going to be there for the fights, make sure to come down to Wrigleyville, the DraftKings Sportsbook tomorrow. Is it 6 p.m. Chicago time? Do I have that right?
Yeah, I believe, or it might be 7 Central, maybe.
True.
Let me double check.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, 7 Central. 7 Central.
7 Central. Okay, there you go. Next fight on the card, GM3 versus Macao Oleksiejczuk. Oleksiejczuk minus 238, GM3 plus 195.
Great fight. Great.
I think that is a great fight. Yeah.
Great fight.
This could have fight of the night written all over it.
I could see it.
GM3 is going to go for it. He worries me. Like, obviously, he's an exciting fighter. He does sometimes worry me at how much he leaves his chin open. I think Oleksiejczuk, has this one. And maybe finishes him.
Let's also, just for the record, this is not just Lord Michael. This is Fighting Nerds, Lord Michael, new fighter.
True.
Different beast, different animal. Came in against Dumas and just took care of business. Oleksiejczuk is such a guy where, like, it's what guy shows up. This guy, we got to remember, this guy was just barely training for like a year or two. And was like fighting high-level guys and losing. But I mean, this is a fight that, like, him with his head like put on straight and just like training his ass off with the Fighting Nerds, I think he gets a knockout. I think he finds.
I think you're probably right.
But GM3 is always dangerous, always tough. Like if he doesn't get him out of there in the first 7-8 minutes, like, look out.
Yeah.
What
is the under in this?
Ticket after. But yeah,
minus 135, 1.5.
Yeah, so I'm deciding between Oleksiejczuk round 1 plus 180 or under 1.5 minus 1. I feel like Oleg is the better side, though, just because of the return, and like there's also a chance that there's a lot of grappling here, and both guys like just kind of like and I'd rather just lose on the underdog, obviously, than laying the juice. But I'm with Ev. That Fighting Nerds, like, he's different now. It's a new Lord Macao out there, and I feel like I'm round 1. I'm in on.
I like it.
Then Tim Elliott versus Kai Azakura, first fight on the main card. Tim Elliott plus 260. I like Tim Elliott. Obviously, we support him after everything he went through. Kai Azakura minus 325.
What happened with Tim Elliott? His balls exploding?
No, wasn't Tim Elliott the guy who got cheated on by his friggin'?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember the old guy who ordained his fucking wedding? It was like, it was insane.
His balls did explode too.
I mean, like I said, everything he's been through, we support him. He's been through a lot in his life. I kind of think that Kai rolls here, though. Like, I'd be shocked if Tim Elliott won this fight.
Is when I think he knocks him out.
You think Kai knocks him out, or you think Tim Elliott knocks Kai out?
Yeah,
Kai.
Yeah.
This is his moment. I think this is like hey, I'm really fucking good.
Yeah.
I lost to one of the best players in the world, but I'm really fucking good.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I think Azakura is legit good, but there's levels to good. Like, I mean, Pantoja, like getting strangled by Pantoja. We just watched Kai Car-France. It happened to. We've seen many people be victim of a Pantoja's zombie strangling.
And there's a big gap between Pantoja and Tim Elliott.
Yes,
and I think Kai Azakura is right in the middle of it.
Massive. I agree.
Yeah.
I could see this. I think either a big right hand, or honestly, I could see a flush knee up the middle. Like the thing with Azakura, he's big for the division. He's long, he's tall, super athletic. I agree with Jack. I think Azakura and KO's plus 140. I think he knocks him out. I think he knocks him out here. I agree with Jack too, where I think this is the first fight on the main card for a reason. This is like like, I know we threw him right into a title shot, but this guy's a legit player and a star potential, good looking guy, like good personality. Obviously, want all the stars from Asia you can get. He's already a star over there. This is an opportunity for him to become a star here. I think he gets him out of there.
Then one of the fights I'm looking forward to the most, Jared Cannonier versus Michael Venom Page. Michael Venom Page minus 198, Cannonier plus 164. Another guy, like, MVP, I had a bad gauge on. When he came into the UFC, I was thinking this is too stark a jump in competition, like it has been for a lot of like Bellator mainstays, and MVP is not a spring chicken by any means. And then he's been pretty fucking great thus far. Like in every fight, he's impressed me in at least one facet of his game. I think he's the rightful favorite here. But Cannonier, I feel like, is a tempting side at plus 164 against. But I don't know if it's my brain telling me literally every time, like, it's fucking UFC level competition that Cannonier's been facing for how many years when Michael Venom Page wasn't. I still think I lean MVP in this fight. And I don't think he's going to finish him. I think it's like MVP decision.
I think the speed advantage here is going to be really tough for Cannonier, man. I agree with you though to an extent, Robbie. Like, what happens if like Cannonier says, "Fuck it, I'm gonna run through the punches and get some takedowns going"? But I have to think. But I'm also thinking about the size. But like, MVP's still gonna be bigger. Like, obviously he's going up in weight, but he's still gonna be bigger.
Yeah, taller.
If this was a 5-round fight, I think I would be much more enticed with the Cannonier side. But 3 rounds, I think MVP will kind of like dance around the cage, man. And kind of like, as long as he doesn't get taken down. But that's a big if. But Cannonier's not some like amazing wrestler. I don't know.
No.
But yeah, I think I kind of like MVP like a decent amount.
I do too. I actually say to a point, if Cannonier won, I'd be like genuinely surprised. And it's nothing against Cannonier as a fighter. I just think this is a horrible matchup for him.
Yeah.
Jackson, I think the speed's going to be, he was too fast for like Kevin Holland.
True.
And I think Cannonier's a better fighter than Holland, but Holland's faster.
Holland's definitely
like I think if Holland had a problem with MVP's speed, I think Cannonier's going to have huge issues with the speed. And I agree with Jack too. Like I don't see him like what's he going to like lay and prey on him? Like that's not his style. He's never really done that. Like that's not the way he fights. He's got power. Like listen, he can catch him. That's always in play. Cannonier hits like a truck, but I think he's like Venom. It's not just his hand speed; it's his movement. He manages distance so well. Yeah, I think he kind of just like outclasses him. Like he just points him to death for 3 rounds. I really like MVP as well. I might just bet him straight.
Also, at some point, Cannonier's like battles through the ages are gonna catch up to him. I know he won the Gregory fight, but like he took a beating, man. I know the Imavov fight was kind of called short.
And how old? I mean, like 41. About the time that those fights start catching up with you, you know.
And Strickland's fight, like that wasn't an easy fight from a damage perspective either. Like that's 5 rounds. Like MVP's 38, only 3 years younger, but he hasn't been in those battles like Cannonier has. And I think one of these days it may catch up to him. And I think MVP may be the guy to do it. And the speed's just going to be crazy. Like it's just going to Roster Watch said, like, is that real?
Connor removed from it would be weird the day after Dana's like, yeah, he wants to be on that White House card. He's texting me.
Oh yeah, shit. 7 minutes ago.
They did do it.
Weird.
But he even responded, says to everyone messaging me asking, is this true? Yes, according to the official roster, our API indicates that he's been removed. We are unaware of any negotiations between Connor and the UFC.
Imagine his
2 minutes ago.
Imagine his piss came back. Like
would it shock us? I don't know.
That'd be crazy.
The next fight on the card is Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates. Jeff Neal plus 200, Carlos Prates minus 245. The under 2.5 minus 130. What is Prates via KO here?
I think plus like 110.
Plus 110. I'll fucking take it. We're gonna be there live. We're gonna be rooting for it. Give me that. I want it to happen. I want the crowd going crazy for Prates. Fucking give him a cigarette in the octagon afterwards. Let him fucking smoke it right in there.
I'll tell you, Bob, that's what I think. I think the thing with Jeff Neal is I think it's the size. I like Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal is a very good fighter.
Yeah.
But 2 guys that want to go like bang it out, strike, like I think it's not a good matchup for him. Like he's a shorter guy, shorter arms. He has power too, but I think Prates is more power. Prates is a sniper.
Oh, I think he definitely does. Yeah.
And listen, could he now? The only thing with Jeff Neal is could he he fought okay against Ian Gary. That gives me like a little bit of pause, but I also think Prates has a lot more power to like put him out.
Yeah,
I think Prates ends up finding the shot.
Yeah, I don't have a read on this yet. I side with you guys. Like, I think Prates is a rightful favorite, all that, and like he should find the finish. Yeah, and I think he's prepared well, but I don't have a play on this yet. Don't have much to add.
I do. I will say, even as a Prates guy, I understand like having some hesitancy.
I have hesitancy with the next fight. The co-main event, Aaron Pico, Lerone Murphy plus 145, Aaron Pico minus 175. I like Pico, had him on the show many times, interviewed him many times. This one, I kind of like, I'm looking at Lerone Murphy plus 145. And in my head, I also don't see how this fight goes. I could see Pico taking him down and stuff, but like if Lerone Murphy wins this fight, I don't know how he does it. But
this
plus
is
145. I'm thinking about. I don't know. I don't really.
This is the most fascinating line of the card. I know Jack will relate to this. This has the feel of when like an unranked college football team is at home and they're favored by like 3 points over like a 5-5 team's like favorite over a team that's like 10-1, and you don't know why, but you kind of know why at the same time. It has that feel to it. I don't know if Jack feels the same way, but I don't know. But I don't have that same mindset with fighting where like. It's not like, oh, I'm just instantly betting Aaron Pico minus 175 because of that. That's not the way I like view it. It's so tough because like you almost feel like Murphy's like he's like a chalk underdog though at the same time.
Yeah,
but Pico, he has all the tools. Like he's a obviously great boxer, great wrestler.
Yeah,
but the level of competition is so much higher. It's not even close.
Yeah,
where there's almost a part of me that's like willing to just put a unit on Murphy, and it's like, listen, if Pico's that guy, then God bless him, he's that guy.
I agree.
But at the same time, I'm hesitant because I think Pico has all the tools, like physical tools, and I that's what the odds makers see.
Yeah.
And some of the guys Murphy, some of the guys he's beat the shit out of, like Emmett's old, Barbosa's really old. Like how good are these wins? And I'm someone who had doubted Murphy in the past. He still fucking lost that fight to Gabriel Santos. He lost that fight. But that's whatever. That's giving me the pause of like, Pico really might be that guy, and Murphy also might not be as good as we think he is coming off those 2 wins.
I love Pico here. I like really like him.
I see it. I see the vision.
Yeah.
I think he can knock him out. I think he can take him down. I think he can then really control him on the mat. I think Pico's really fucking good. And in a way that's like, there will be guys with tough matchups for him within the UFC. I think this one's kind of a medium level. Like there's guys that will match his wrestling and he won't be on the feet. He may struggle a little bit. But I really like him. I think I like him inside the distance. I think he gets to this finish. And I think this is like Bellator fighters that come over are pretty damn good. I think Pico's focused too. Not that Lerone isn't. Lerone took this on short notice. This is a full fight camp for Aaron Pico. Pico, I think will have better cardio. Lerone Murphy came to Chicago on Monday. Like he got to Chicago on fucking Monday. Like that's not good. I think he was.
I think it's an 8-hour difference in time.
Yeah, and it's tough. Pico's been locked in. He's ready to go.
Worse, actually.
Like I think Evloev was a really tough matchup for him. I think Murphy's tough, but I really like Pico here. I think he's going to be able to get the takedowns like pretty easy. And I mean, Dan Ige was getting takedown. I got a takedown on fucking Lerone. I think Pico's wrestling from guys that know wrestling. Shout out Lee. Shout out Andrew Gombis. Like these guys that are like just know everything about the sport, specifically wrestling. They're so high on Pico. I don't know if he'll get the champ status, but I think we may see him in a championship fight in the UFC, which is good for him. Good for him because he's a really good guy too, man. I think he's one of the all-around good guys in MMA.
I also give him a lot of respect too that he's had kind of this like who would I like to almost like a I don't want to say like LeBron, but I'll call it like a Bryce Harper type like hype where he was like this prodigal like or what do you say prodigal? What is it? Like this chosen one like child of like you're the one, like you're the Golden Gloves boxing champion. You're this like state undefeated wrestling champion, like the best of both worlds, like the best base for MMA like ever. Joe Rogan's talking about him. He's a fucking like basically a teenager. What was it? USA Wrestling or what was like put all this money into him just to like train basically as a 17-year-old because he's that good. And was the one that basically chose instead of doing Olympic wrestling, I'm just gonna go into MMA. And I think this is kind of like his almost his lose yourself moment. This is like you have an opportunity. You're the co-main event of a fucking massive UFC pay-per-view versus a top, what is Murphy, number 5 or 6? Yeah. Like you have an opportunity where if you win this fight, there's 2 options for you after it. You're getting a title shot or you're getting a number 1 contender fight. That's it. Nothing else if he wins this fight. And I don't even think it matters how he wins it. He just gets a W, just gets his hand raised. So I see the vision completely. And even just when you watch him at Bellator, the explosiveness, the power, and the only times he's lost, his chin's the only concern. It's he got caught a couple times, and then the one time he just like dislocated his entire like shoulder arm, and they just wouldn't let him fight, and they stopped it because his fucking thing was popping out of his shoulder. But yeah, I think as long as he doesn't get clipped, and Murphy's not some crazy like power puncher, so I definitely see the vision. Like I'm back and forth. Jack might have talked me into Pico because I think I wanted to be there, but then it was this mental of like you're going to bet him against Murphy. But I think the tools are there, and I understand like why. If you just go watch his tape, you understand why people are so high on him.
Yeah, and like he's just. I don't know. I think he's also his whole life has been this man. Like he and the guy that I was talking with him, I'm going to post the interview after this, but the guy that he has been using for his cardio and strength and conditioning, he's said is like his secret weapon. And he said that like this guy is like he likes to train all sorts of athletes. And he was like, he won't train another guy in my weight class because he's like that committed to me, and he's the guy that Khamzat's been training with this camp to try to help out his cardio, his nervous system. And Pico's so big on this guy, and I think it gives him a different level, and I'm really, really excited for it, and I think he shows out. And he's had the pressure. This isn't like a oh my god, where am I moment. I think he's gonna be locked in, and I don't like Lerone like. And I was even watching Lerone against Tukagov from 2019. He got taken down 6 times in that fight. That was a split decision, and then it was like it got reversed, so he's technically undefeated, or it's like a draw now. Yeah, I'm big on Pico here. Let's go Pico.
And then the main event, DDP versus Khamzat. Everyone's been talking about it. Khamzat's minus 258. DDP is up to plus 210. I think I'm betting on DDP, and I think I'm doing plus 600 by decision. Wow. There's something that tells me if DDP is able to survive the onslaught from Khamzat and make it to the deep waters, if we're going into the 4th or 5th round, I think I want DDP more in that fight. So if decision's plus 600, I'm going to bet on the guy who's proved me wrong time and time again. And it might not be the most exciting fight in the world if it's a DDP decision like this, but I'm going to go DDP decision plus 600. I looked at that earlier in the week because it was an epiphany of, I don't know if I've ever bet on DDP in my life, to be honest. And I was like, I think this might be the fucking week where I say, okay, if you're giving me the champ plus 210 here against Khamzat, who's obviously, he's not an unproven guy at this point. He's proved himself for sure, but to a lesser degree than DDP has in my mind. I'm taking DDP plus 600 decision.
I think this line's getting to true insanity levels. Yeah, you're essentially betting I guess Khamzat could figure. I don't know, dude.
My thing is, and I know this is very like the chalk, like everyone like classic early Khamzat, late DDP.
Mhm.
I think if you like Chimaev, like you bet him rounds 1 and 2 is plus 130. I just feel like if he, I mean, listen, could he finish him later? I guess, but I don't know. I just think if this fight even starts the 3rd round, that looks great for DDP. Like he's got to just weather the storm. Like we saw Kamaru did it.
Exactly.
Kamaru
And I thought about that fight.
Kamaru
Yes.
weathered the storm and beat him in the 3rd round handily. And if that's a 5-round fight, Usman wins that fight.
Agreed.
And that was Usman off the couch, who literally Masvidal even said himself. Masvidal said he saw him in the club literally like a week and a half. In Miami, in the club, like drinking. Literally a week later, he's across the world, putting hands on Chimaev in round 3.
Yeah,
Chimaev, who was like training for a fight camp. I agree with Jack. Like the line just keeps getting like DDP at plus 210. I think my hands are tied.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he gets strangled in the first 5 minutes, first 7 minutes, listen, Chimaev's fucking unbelievable. He's a bad motherfucker. But plus 210 on DDP, I'm gonna play that. I think plus 200 or better. I will feel like I have no choice.
I wish I could play like an exacta, which is DDP gets 10-8'd in the first round, but wins. Like I want to play that. Like I feel like that, like being like if that was like 40-1, I'm all over that. But I just think to myself, we know DDP's decent on the mat. We know that he kind of has like he has the jiu-jitsu like background. We know that DDP's a pretty good striker. It's unorthodox, but he was a kickboxing champion. He has the striking. If he gets to round 2 and you're holding Khamzat minus 258, you can't be feeling good.
Yeah.
That's now Chimaev round 1, 2 plus 130. I think that's your route.
Now we haven't seen DDP against like an amazing grappler since Derek Brunson, and Brunson really took him down pretty easy in the first few rounds, but also our first round. The only thing there is though, like DDP's gotten much better. Like we know, like the DDP there to now, I think I just keep looking at that plus 210 and I'm like, I think it's worth the shot.
I think so too.
But it was posed to me, could Khamzat just win a 5-round striking fight? Let's say it's striking for 5 rounds. I think that's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, he went to blows with Gilbert and and they had a war, and Gilbert, I mean, landed some big shots.
I'm also thinking what is stopping me from really being big on DDP is there were points that he didn't really look good against Izzy, and Izzy hasn't been great. That being said, Izzy looked pretty damn good until he got his light shut off against Imavov. Like, it wasn't like he looked washed. I thought he looked pretty damn good. He was getting he was starting that fight as like a classic Izzy fight. He was like setting him up well. Yeah. He was faster than him. He was styling on him. So I think DDP, but will he be able to find that win like he did against Izzy, against Khamzat? Probably not. But Khamzat's not going to style him on the feet like that, though, I don't think.
No.
Let's cook up a parlay for this card. What are we thinking?
All right. So I think we like Prates, right?
I think we like Prates. We like Prates, and we all seem to like MVP quite a bit. I guess Robbie doesn't as much, but
I'm completely cool with putting MVP on there as well.
Prates.
Do we go Chalk City? Like, do you want to throw like a
Kai MVP?
We like Kai
Prates.
too. I mean,
yeah.
But the
Kai ITD.
Yeah, I like
okay with that.
I'll just pull that in now and
see what that looks
like.
Kai
ITD is plus 130. So Kai inside the distance, MVP money line, and Prates money line is plus 387. Do you want? I mean, if we add DDP on it, it's 14-1.
And
I think that's the one.
And the idea of like the DK parlay, that people want to have a bet on the main event. And then,
of course, yeah.
let's say you take the spinning back fist parlay, you can let's say it gets there, you can hedge on Khamzat. Like that's fine.
Correct.
Then you make some money. It's like it's great.
Let's do that. I like that.
So Azakura inside the distance.
Yeah.
MVP money line, Prates money line, DDP money line.
Yeah.
Pico. Good. Did we have Pico?
Do you want to put Pico in it?
I'd be okay with it if we're getting.
I love Pico
crazy already.
So that all 5 in the main event. That's almost 23-1.
That's gonna be. This is gonna.
Hey, we're going for the Chicago Jordan number.
I like it. Yeah, it's
we're going for the fences.
It's plus. It's 22.74.
There we go.
I'll send it to McCarthy now.
And also, there's not just UFC this weekend. Should remind everyone, tomorrow night we've got PFL. The PFL World Tournament Finals will continue tomorrow night, August 15th. 3 titles are on the line. Very exciting stuff. Very exciting. Rabadanov versus Alfie Davis. Very good fight. Jenna Bishop looking to capture her first global world title against former world champ Liz Carmouche. It's going to be on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's the main card. Starts tomorrow, Friday, August 15th. Again, good card. I'm looking at the matchups now. It's the Charlotte card too. So if you're local to Charlotte or North Carolina, you can still get tickets. Get out to the card, of course. You've got the Alves versus Wetzel fight, Watley versus Burnell, Ali Biagio, Ali Walsh versus Grundy. Is it Biagio or Nico? Biagio, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good card. I'm looking forward to it. The fact that we've got fights on Friday night and then on Saturday night, it's great.
And talk about the Friday-Saturday combo we are going to have in October. They just announced that we have the rematch. It's going down in Dubai. Nurmagomedov versus Paul Hughes. Of course, Usman. That fight last year was almost the fight of the year. Or was it earlier this year?
It might have been this year.
Anyways,
might have been like the very beginning of this year.
This is something that I'm so excited for. And also, this is going to have Corey Anderson, who's going up against Yagsha Murdoff, who won the tournament last year, knocked out Impa. And that against Corey just got a win against Goldsoft. That's his light heavyweight. That's going to be for the light heavyweight world title. Nurmagomedov versus huge lightweight world title. That fight's going to be awesome. Paul Hughes and Ali were going back at it yesterday. Let me pull up Ali Abdelaziz's tweet. He was like, I've never seen somebody make their name off of another man's name. I was like, the reason Khabib's known for so much is because of that. Now, that being said, obviously Khabib won the fight, but it's embarrassing that you built your name off of losing to other men. I didn't even think you deserved the rematch, but Usman made the call. He told me you're the only one who he wants to smash because you can't stop running your mouth. Now that he's beaten you, nobody's ever going to mention your name again. You brought this on yourself. And then Paul Hughes responded by saying, time will tell, Dolphin. He got lucky with the head flash last time. This time he isn't making that around 3. That fight on October 3rd in Dubai is going to be awesome. I cannot wait. Did Robbie die? What happened to Robbie?
No, sorry. I just grabbed
But that fight's going to be awesome. Like, I cannot wait. That card's going to be awesome. And then obviously October 4th, a great UFC card. Shout out PFL as always for sponsoring the pod. 2 more world tournament cards. And then we're going to see where the chips fall for those world championship belts.
Absolutely. Awesome stuff. We'll see everyone in Chicago. Come out to the DraftKings Sportsbook tomorrow night in Wrigleyville, 6 p.m. We'll be there. John Anik, Beneil Dariush, RDR, 7 p.m. Sorry, yeah, 7 p.m. Chicago time and everything. It's going to be a good time. Obviously, the fight's this weekend. If you see us there, say what's up and play the spin and backfist parlay that we hooked up on this very podcast on DraftKings this weekend. We'll talk to everyone after the fights.